Hello, Cinema Peeps!
Hello!
Hey Cinema Peeps, welcome back to another Talkie Tuesday.
Hey Cinema Peeps! Hey Cinema Peeps, welcome to another episode of Talkie Tuesday. Although Arnie is watching. He's like, what's going on?
He's like, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. I mean, we're wondering that ourselves. Why are we clapping? It's clearly not to sync up the audio, because fuck us, I guess.
That's not working at all. Oh,
absolutely.
What are you sniffing?
Sniffy? Oh,
Let's see if I can sit somewhere so we can see you. There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, my head's gonna distract me this whole time. It's gonna be weird. But not as much as this.
Oh.
Where is it? Gotta kill, you're fucking this up. You're fucking this up. You're fucking this up. You're fucking this up. Okay, here we go. And
oh, oh my god, look at that.
We'll leave it like this for a hot minute.
Oh,
leave it
perfect.
like this in a hot minute.
Oh, it's so festive up in here.
Right? Hello, Cinema Peeps! Merry early Christmas.
Merry early Christmas.
Merry early Christmas. I guess it'll be 5 days till Christmas once this is posted.
Once this comes out, yes. We have a special guest with us today. Arnold is here. He might not stay for long. We will see. But he's just going to chill in the background while we get all festive up in here.
Absolutely. Arnold, I have a couple questions for you today. So, in terms of Christmas movies, Arnold, what are you looking for in a Christmas film?
Arnie likes musicals.
Ooh.
Anything with songs.
Hell yeah.
So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was his first Christmas movie that he saw.
Oh.
And he really liked it. His favorite song from that is Silver and Gold. And he did watch a little bit of one Hallmark movie with me yesterday.
What a sweetheart.
Which was cute. He was just like in mid play, and then all of a sudden he just like stopped and he just like started like staring at the TV. I'm like, okay, apparently Arnie really likes this movie too. Cool.
He's like, hold up, I gotta watch this. What's happening? Which movie was it?
It was The Holiday Sitter.
Oh, well, there is a doggy in it, so
there is a doggy in it. Yeah, I think that's probably why.
He's like, ooh, what are you?
Yeah.
What was my thought, though? Well, yeah. So, yeah, this episode, all Hallmark, baby.
Hell yeah. Ooh.
All the films. I think I've watched a bunch, but like halves and quarters of films in between, like making Christmas cookies and stuff. So
nice.
I'm like, I don't know quite what's going on, but I think I got the gist of it.
I was going to say, I feel like for the most part, Hallmark movies are good enough that you could walk away and not miss anything.
You come back and you're like, oh, perfect. I'm at this story beat.
Right? You can kind of piece everything together in between.
Right? Although one of my neighbors was like, oh, no, you have to sit down and watch the whole thing. That's how they suck you in. I'm like, do they, though?
Do they, though?
Yeah. They, though? Like, we watch them unironically, but like, do they? Yikesies. But, yeah, so, yeah, I finished watching The Holiday Sitter.
Yay!
And then I watched Lights, Camera, Christmas.
Yes! Yes!
And then, yeah, a bunch of halves of movies. I watched half of, I finished the rest of Merry Measure, but again, I was making cookies, so.
Oh, yeah.
And then, what was on after that? Oh, the Tiny House Christmas one. I watched a bit of that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tiny Houses for Christmas.
Did you get to the miniature killer one, or are you saving that for your party?
No, I haven't gone to that one yet. I might have to watch that by myself. And the Rockettes one.
Well,
I try to convince my mom. She might watch it with me. So.
Oh, your mom will probably like the Rockettes one for sure.
So I think it came on TV for 2 seconds, and I was like, no, I'm saving this one.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right, well, let's dive into it.
Hell yeah. Jeez, I was doing so good. I just watched a bit of our last week's and I was just yawning nonstop.
I feel like we need to have our own drinking game for our podcast and just drink every time you yawn.
Yeah, that's going to get worse. The more intoxicated I get.
Yeah.
Damn, this hat creates a big ass shadow on my face and there's nothing I can do about it. Oh,
It's Christmas.
well. Oh, well,
Hey.
it's Christmas.
Get over it.
So yeah, Holiday Sitter, starring our favorite boy, Jonathan.
Jonathan Bennett, right? That's
Yes.
his last name? Okay.
I was going to say that, but I was not confident enough to say it. I was like,
it's Barrett or Bennett or Bernard. One of those.
Bernard. And Chelsea Hobbs.
Chelsea Hobbs.
From Make It or Break It fame.
Mm-hmm.
If people ever watch that random show. I think it was an MTV show.
Yep.
And she's also the villain in 9 Lives of Christmas. So it was very confusing seeing her as a caring mother.
Oh.
I was just half expecting her to be, I was like, she's going to turn evil, right? It's going to happen, right? Now. No. Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
I'm waiting. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But yeah, oh boy, that movie was cheesy.
With an extra side of cheese. Oh yeah.
But I mean, I can't help but not like that. It was just
right.
It was really
it was
funny.
Sweet. It was cute.
I think maybe just because it's Jonathan, you know?
Yeah.
I think if it was anyone else, I'd just be like, ugh.
Right?
Get out of here.
And you've seen him in other things like the baking shows that he or the Halloween Wars or whatever he used to do. I don't know did you watch any of the other movies that he's been in?
Yeah, I actually just rewatched the Christmas House because Christmas House 2 came out last year, so I was gonna watch that. So I rewatched the first one.
Nice.
And that one, he's a little bit more toned down, but I mean, it kind of works for like the film and stuff.
Right. I think this one he was trying to go for a little more slapstick comedy, wacky uncle kind of thing.
Well, because I think, what did I see in the credits? Was he a writer or was he a producer?
He's a producer and a writer.
And the writer. Okay, yeah.
I think he either helped with the story or with the, something along those lines. I can't remember if the credit was story by or written, but same thing, I guess.
Right.
But no, this is the first time I've seen him in anything since Mean Girls, other than the odd like Halloween Wars episode I've seen him in. So it was kind of funny to see him go from Mean Girls to this.
Right.
But yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I mean, once you know it's like machismo, you're like, all right, I'm in for it. Let's get it.
And he's good at comedy. Like I was impressed. Like he would nail a lot of good jokes and a lot of good like comedic stunts and stuff like that. Like I was laughing throughout most of it.
Yeah, I mean like some of the overtop stuff is like, oh, ha ha.
Yeah.
But then it's like those ones where he was like talking to his niece early on, where he's like, I'll give you $50 not to make that face. He's like, really not. Like, yeah, like all that subtle, like more, I guess, subtle in terms of this film comedy. Like, I was like, oh yeah, he's got this.
Did you catch the Mean Girls reference?
Oh my god, stop trying to make fetch happen. Although I was also very confused. I was like, okay, so is that the other guy's dog? Is that Jason's dog? Is that his house? I guess because Jason brought him over because he was making breakfast. I immediately was like, what the fuck is happening? What? Why is the dog there? Here? Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I also enjoyed when they went to go film his nephew in the play and they walk in with the tripods just ready to go.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. I was like,
every angle they want to capture.
Yeah. I was like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Him running into the tree was definitely super cheesy, but that was funny too.
With the dog, he's like, drop the toy.
No. Yeah.
I think for me was when he was on the ground, they lift up the tree and somehow the one ribbon of garland or ribbon is around his neck.
His neck,
choke him. I was like, bah! I definitely let him like a, what the fuck?
Right?
Noise. So it's like,
oh my gosh.
Oh
well,
my God.
I guess we kind of got a little ahead of ourselves, but for anybody who wants some context about the film, so the movie
you just have to take what you give it.
You just have to take what we say and piece it together yourself. That's what it is, right? That's what Hallmark movies are.
Yeah, the puzzle.
But yeah, the kind of general like synopsis of the film is Jonathan plays a workaholic, would you say?
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah. So he's like a workaholic. He wants to spend Christmas alone. He basically, doesn't do well with dating. He doesn't get past the first date a lot of times. That seems to be a highlight in the thing. And then he's just about to take a trip to Hawaii when his sister calls him last minute for an emergency babysitting request to babysit her children because she and her husband are driving to pick up the new baby that they're adopting.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has to take on the responsibility of babysitting his niece and nephew, and he is very horrible at it. His reputation is that he's very bad at it.
Oh my god. They cut to a scene where he's like cooking. I guess it was just a grilled cheese or something, and there's just smoke everywhere, and he has the mustache.
Yeah.
And then the girl's like, "You're not my Uncle Sam. He has a mustache." And then like puts her finger, and he's like, "Oh my god, that you are."
Sam! Yeah.
I was like, "Hot damn."
So then there's that, but then when he gets there, he crosses paths, joins forces, however you want to describe it, with the neighbor, who is what his name's Jason.
Jason, yeah.
How does he know them? He's their contractor?
Yeah, so I guess he's done little renovations for them, but currently he's working on their new baby room. Or baby nursery, I guess that's what
right.
It's called.
Yeah.
Baby room.
The baby room.
Baby room.
Mm-hmm. And so he's Mr. Handsome Contractor, and who just happens to be great at cooking and great with kids and all the ticks on the list, you know. And so the two of them end up teaming, or he ends up hiring Jason to help him babysit his niece and nephew because he's so horrible at it.
Yes.
And the two of them end up falling in love.
Woo! That's crazy.
Yeah.
I will say, maybe I like fell asleep, but like when they had their like, it was one of those ones where there wasn't a conflict for like a really long time in the film, or at least something you could see building up to be a conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it happened, it was like the last 5 minutes, and I felt like I was slightly confused. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Is this what we're getting mad at? I don't get it. What? I don't understand. I was in Sam's shoes. I was like, what? You paid him for the time. That's what you agreed upon, and you gave him a little extra because, he's paying him a lot of money because Jason wants to adopt. So, because he said, I'm done waiting for the right person. I just want to adopt, and I'll do it myself if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
But the fee, obviously, for lawyers and stuff is expansive, so he offers to, I think, just originally just pay the rate of the lawyer, or the flat, whatever the fee is, which is an undisclosed number you would never see on screen.
Yeah.
But but then I guess at the end of the film, he gives him a little extra because he goes, I really enjoy, and I think, shutting down. He really enjoys spending time with him, and he's like, yeah, he's gonna be a great dad. So I think in his mind, he's like, I want to give him a little bit more to help him on this path.
Yeah,
because he's not sure if he wants to go down that path necessarily, but
but he's trying to be nice.
Yeah, and then Jason is like, I don't want your money, and puts it in the stocking, and then it gets I was like, what? And even like when he's having a conversation with his brother, and he's like, well, he paid you because that's what you guys agreed upon. And he goes, well, it just felt so transactional. Yeah, because he hired you to like just because it became something more, like, does it lessen the thing? And I was like, yeah, I'm with your brother on this one.
Just take the money.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Take the money, get the guy, boom. Like,
yeah, right?
Win-win. So I was a little that felt a little like, oh shit, we have 15 minutes left of the film, so let's get some conflict up in here.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
And I like too, like when he's talking to his brother, and he's just like, yeah, but he's spending Christmas alone in Hawaii. You could call him. And he's like, I never thought about that.
or he might find someone in Hawaii. Oh shit, I never thought.
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. That's what it was. Yeah,
he's gonna call him after Christmas. He goes, yeah, but now that he has a broken heart, he might just find someone in Hawaii. Oh shit, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
And then everyone's in the street as they're like making out. They're all like,
yeah. I love when his brher runs. He's like, he's outside. Goes running inside to tell everybody. That's so funny. And at the beginning too, when they do the light walk, the grandma is so funny. Oh my god! And they're all talking about like the aunt or whoever who passed away, and they're all just like, and he's like,
yeah. Shit. Yeah.
Like, all right.
They're like, oh yeah, you're the guy who burnt down the kitchen. Does everyone know that?
Yeah. Well, just all the contractors.
Yeah, and we own a lot of them. They come to our place for supplies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed my time. Extra cheese with a slice of cheese. And
the jokes were well written. It was very, very good.
Not chaotic and crazy, but
No.
But cheesy.
It was a pleasant time.
It really was.
It left you feeling warm and fuzzy, and you were like, yeah, I was entertained. So, next.
Lights, camera, Christmas.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wow. It's one of those ones that has the openings where it's like, we're at a film festival, and I'm like, am I watching Hallmark? What the fuck? Normally there's like there's a scene of like snow and like, you know, like some generic snow village. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And then they're like, oh, famous costume designer. Yay. And you're like, what is happening?
Right.
So, like, sorry, the start of the film, yeah, like I said, you're at like a film festival kind of thing, and they're like doing a Q&A with the director, producer, and actors.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden the costume designer gets up there.
And tensions seem it seems very tense.
Yes.
You're not sure why, but it's very awkward.
Right. And so the entire story is like, I think partly them telling it, but also them remembering how it is. Yeah. So every time we cut to a commercial break, we're back at this film festival where they're talking and answering questions. And it's so weird. I'm like, what is this?
Right.
This is so weird. But I was like, all right, get fucking ready, boys.
Yeah.
Speaking of cheesy, this movie was also hella cheesy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. They picked the perfect guy to be like a self-absorbed Christmas hunk star.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, all I could think about is, okay, so they're filming a movie about making a movie. So how do they know who's who?
Yeah.
Who's the actor with the sound boom? Or did they just double up? They're like, you know what? Just get in the scene.
Yeah, right?
Who matters if we see you, because we're filming a movie about a movie.
Anyway, right? I feel like that's something I would do. Just save money and time.
Right? So weird. But yeah, it's the story of Carrie and how her little clothing store is slowly going out of business, but the new movie rolls into town and their costume designer quits on them. So then she is called to the front lines to be costume designer for the film.
Yep.
And she originally just does it because she needs to pay off the debt for her store. But then she finds that maybe she really likes doing it.
Yeah, she finds her passion for fashion again.
And then falls in love with the lead, Baxter.
Ooh. Yeah.
Machismo motherfucker. Oh man, what a wild film.
Right?
What a crazy film. Crazy.
It was another one of those where you're not sure what you're gonna expect, but the story's enticing enough to like make you want to keep watching, and then they end it with just like the biggest serving of cheese with a side of corn, and I'm like, oh my god. So bro, that was the best.
I gotta be real with you. I was convinced that last 5 minutes they were going to turn and be like, all right, that's a wrap. All right, cool. That's the story of how we made the movie. Yeah. Like, that's honestly what I was, because it felt like it was such a weird turn. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, as they finish the Q&A, then it's like, I don't know, dinner and drinks or whatever afterwards. Yeah. And then Baxter is, telling Carrie, because in the film, so the guy, he is like, oh, I feel bad that I don't take risks. I need to take more risks. And so he's like, oh, I'm offered this indie film in London to try to go do.
Yeah, it's like a horror film or some sort of scary film.
Yeah, but he's worried it'll hurt his brand. And she's like, well, you should do what you love. And he's like, well, I want to give it a try. So originally he's like, yeah, I'm going to take this movie role. You should come with me, because Carrie now is like, wow, I really like costume design. And he's like, you could come and be my costume designer in London on the film. And she goes, oh, maybe. She goes, oh, but I applied to do to work for a fashion line in New York, or not a fashion line, but a fashion store. I don't know, fashion, clothes, whatever.
Some sort of brand.
Yeah, and so she gets the job, but then Baxter. The font was too big, and I got distracted easily. And I couldn't read it, but I think they were just questioning if it was just like a paparazzi headline of like, oh, can Baxter really, is he cut out or something for this? I don't know. Like I said, the words were too big, and it was distracting, so I didn't read it. But basically,
something to do with him stepping down of his rep as a Christmas movie hunk, king of Christmas films or whatever, and trying something different, and wondering if that's going to be a good thing or not.
Yeah, so then he calls his agent and is like, yeah, no bueno. And then Carrie finds out, I think, because her mom sends her a link to the tabloid, And then she confronts him about it. He goes, oh yeah, I couldn't do it, da-da-da, whatever. And she's like, well, I got offered the thing in New York. He goes, that's great. She goes, yeah, it would have been great if I accepted it, because I was going to come out to the movies with you. And I was like, ah!
Just a punch in the gut.
I was like, oh no.
Yep.
I mean, should I have saw that coming? Of course I should have saw it coming, but it still hurt. It still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God. So yeah, so that's, as you find out, that is the big tension between them. And then there is the creepiest fucking scene at the end of the movie where they're like, or sorry, the end of the movie where they're like wrapping up, and it's him in the van and his face is like half there. And the door closes the rest of the way. And I was like, what is happening? Right? What is this? Fucking weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, they cut back to this dinner, so then they talk about it, kind of. And then there's a weird cut where I think he walks away, but not fully walks away. But then it cuts. It's like a weird cut because she was like standing there, and then she's standing to a table with her mom and the director and the producer, and she goes, oh, I'm going to go home. And then she turns around and he's there, and he's like, I lost you once, I'm not going to lose you again.
Yeah.
And then they run outside where it's clearly green screened, and they kiss.
Yeah.
And then she looks at the camera and goes,
yeah,
that's what he did in all his like Christmas movies, because she was doing research on him. And I thought that last 2 minutes they were gonna scream cut, and then it would be like another film inside a film. I thought it was gonna be film. Awesome. I genuinely thought it was gonna be a film Inception situation. I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
I guarantee you they probably were dancing on that idea, but then figured it might be too meta or too corny, and they had to draw a line. But
they should have.
Or maybe someone told them they had to cut it, and maybe they just left it there. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah. I was gonna say, they also like made all these weird meta jokes about like, fake snow, it looks fake. And you're like,
yeah,
what? You're the guys who do this.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Right? I loved her mom too, how her mom would just like show up on set and be like, oh hey.
They just let me in.
They just let me in, yeah.
Can I have lunch? No, you can't. Oh, help yourself.
Yeah.
Cindy, help yourself. Here, Cindy, let me take us to our table. He's just smoozing up the mother.
Yep.
Well, that's my thought. I will say Jamie deserves an award.
That's the girl?
The assistant director.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because that was another thing that wasn't really mentioned.
I forgot about her. Oh my god. The entire time I watched every time she made something, I'm like, I've never related to a person more in my life right now.
Yeah, so she's the not assistant director, just a PA. Yeah. And because you don't find this out till kind of in the beginning of the movie, that the director and the producer used to be a couple, and they were like the power couple of making Christmas movies, but then they broke up. But I guess an old script circulated to be on Dazzle Plus or something. That was also weird. They were making fun of like streaming services. It was sort of weird.
Yeah.
And so they were coming together just to make this film because I guess their names were still attached to the project. And basically, they'd be like, Jamie, tell I can't remember their names now. Jamie, tell Catherine that this idea stinks. And then they'd be like, I heard her, Jamie. And Jamie's just sitting there like, just trying to like communicate between them. And then the scene where she's like trying to make them hold hands. She's like, work together. I was like, oh my god, real MVP right there. Not many lines of dialogue, but like MVP. Straight up MVP.
Because I'm sure if anyone has ever been a PA, you know exactly what she's going through. I feel like they captured that really well.
Right? It was very funny.
Yeah.
Although, I will say, that was my thought. I thought the other leading lady girl would have more in the film.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was all about I don't know, to me it felt like the story was about the director and the producer making this movie. And that's kind of what I cared about more. Like the romance between the lead and costume designer, you know, like that was just kind of extra, but like I cared more about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the leading lady would also have her kind of own story, but not really. Although I was kind of worried she was going to turn into a villain. Maybe just because there's 2 females in a movie. I was like, oh no, one of them's going to be evil. I just know it.
Right?
And then I felt bad and I was like, oh, she was actually really sincere and nice.
Yeah, she kind of provided a little bit of like pep talk to Carrie.
Right? I was like, oopsie.
She was like her wingman sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, oopsie. Sorry. I just thought all women are evil. My bad. Women have to be evil to each other, but no, you can actually like just be kind to each other and everyone can lift each other up. I forgot about that.
That's so last year's tropes in Hallmark films.
I know. I gotta keep up. I gotta keep up. I gotta keep up.
Yep.
I gotta keep up. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
I'm so glad you liked it.
But I think you're right. I think it's very situational. I don't think my friends would probably enjoy it as much, but
right.
Yeah, God, you're right. It was good.
Just knowing your sense of humor and the fact that it's all like film stuff and film references. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you would get a kick out of this for sure.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. Was my thought. But yeah, I finished Merry Measure, but
oh, nice.
It didn't measure up. Nailed it.
Oh, snap.
I feel like the beginning was really funny, and then like the middle happened, and I was like, I don't care about this anymore.
Oh no.
I was like, And again, that was one of those films where like there was no real conflict because like they kind of squashed it early on, so it was just them being like, I totally understand. I'm like, this is just like two adults talking. This is boring. I need you to be like making dumb, unrash decisions as adults, and then me be like, what the fuck? Although I will say, just like if you do, just skip over the whole movie, okay? I will say the beatboxing girl is great, but like watch the first like 15 minutes. That's good. And then fast forward to the Carol competition.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. So I rewatched Community's Christmas episodes recently.
Yeah.
So the Hallmark Christmas performance had the exact same energy as that episode in season 3.
Really?
Where they're like, la la la, holla! And they're like, or the ones in the beginning were like, remix, that was like that energy. And,
oh yes.
Oh God. And again, I was laughing, crying. I was like, this is the funniest shit. Like they start off like behind trees and they're like, hello, and I was like, back in it, baby.
You're like, I'm here for it.
Pretty much. I was like, oh
nice.
It was so great. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd watch Merry Measure again. Maybe just for the performance part.
Just for the performance? Oh my God.
Oh my Lord. That's like I said, that same energy.
Oh my God.
It was insane.
Oh my God.
And again, going from that film that had like pretty like like I said, a major conflict, just adults being adults, to I forget what it's called now, but it's called, I think it's Tiny Home for Christmas or Tiny Homes, Tiny Home Colonized Empire. I don't fucking remember. But it's about like a home designer.
Okay.
Who used to have like a home reno show, but then she left the show and now she works with her dad to like does like contracts at home. And then she decides, oh, there's this unused plot of land and the community center where they house like, you know, people for Christmas who don't have homes is just like overfilling. So she brings this proposal and is like, hey, what if I made tiny homes there? You know, because it'll be like the cost of it won't be huge. We could have lots of them. Mm-hmm. You can build them off site, and that way there's like somewhere for all these people to stay, and then the homeless shelter won't get overcrowded. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. But then she has to build this tiny home in like 5 days before Christmas, or at least one, so she could show it off to the mayor just to see as a concept kind of thing.
Okay.
But as they're doing like their big announcement, this guy comes, and it was her partner on the show.
Oh.
But they haven't spoken to each other. And then I can't remember who it is. It's very confusing. There's like a mayor and then another lady. I don't know what her position is, but she sees the mayor sees the other guy, and he's like, oh my God, it's you. You guys, I'm so glad you guys are working on this project. And the girl's like, what? We're not working on this project. And the other girl's like, yeah, they are. And the guy's like, what the fuck's going on? What did I get myself into? So now they have to make this tiny home in 5 days.
Damn.
And they were fighting nonstop. I was like, oh, no. This is a weird contrast from the last movie. You guys are just nonstop fighting. And then I can't remember. I dipped out halfway through because I was making cookies. So like, I don't remember what happened. There was a lot of fighting. I was like,
a lot of fighting.
A lot of fighting in this one. I'm like, okay.
Not what I signed up for.
Settle down. Maybe just because, like I said, the last movie there wasn't much fighting, it was more like side bickering, and that's what I like. But yeah, the guy, I call him guy and girl because I genuinely don't remember their names. But leading Hallmark man goes, oh, maybe we could open the roof and add a balcony. And then the girl's just like, we don't have the materials, and it's so close to Christmas to ruin everything. And just like runs off. And I was like, wow. All right. Okay.
That's enough of that.
Alrighty then. So that's why I probably tuned out. Probably too, because I was like, I'm just gonna make cookies. But this. But yeah, those are the ones I can remember that are memorable, I guess. That I watched this week.
Nice.
We're gonna end it off with Bumper in Berlin, the most Christmas thing ever.
Well, you were talking about the performances and the singing and stuff, so this is a good segue to that.
Ah, beautiful,
perfect.
Remember that thing I was talking about earlier? Boom, more singing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The opening number, I was like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
Right?
Fuck
yeah.
Yeah.
They started strong.
They did. Because, yeah, I don't know. I guess 2 episodes are out right now, I think. Because I've watched 2 episodes.
Yes. They're coming out 2 episodes at a time, I believe.
Which is interesting, because there's only going to be 6 episodes.
Yeah. So...
I also noticed in the corner of the opening of the show, there's like a sticker that says Pitch Perfect. What does it say? It's like Pitch Perfect Seasons or something? Which, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but to me implies like maybe they're wanting to tell other stories, but other characters maybe?
Yeah, I think I saw something similar to that too.
Right? I can't remember the exact wording, but I just remember seeing it being like, huh, that's an interesting detail.
Like this, it's like a series of things they're going to do, which could be interesting if they're all on board, because I mean, I haven't seen Anna Kendrick in anything recently.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be kind of fun. And I don't know if the rest of them would be returning if they do, but that would be cool to see.
I'd be down if they want to do any character. Sign me up. I'll watch it.
Right?
Take my money. It's fine.
And I mean, he does.
Take money.
Again, maybe they're just doing it for story purposes, but he does mention Amy a couple of times, so maybe she'll show her face later on in the series. I don't know.
As a special guest,
right?
That would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be nice. But yeah, Bumper in Berlin is about you following Bumper. He is still a security guard on campus, but he's part of the
Barden University.
Yeah, he's still part of the a cappella group. The
older. What were they called?
Yeah, I can't remember. Something. I can't remember. I keep wanting to say something ties. I don't remember.
I can't remember what they were called.
See, our memories are just going to the shitsville, people.
Yeah.
But he gets a call from the guy from Das Sound Machine.
Das Sound Machine.
Flunta.
Peter
Flunta.
But Flula is the guy's real name.
Yes. And he's like, come to Berlin, work with me. Being like, yeah, I can give you fame and fortune. Or can he? I thought that was a fun plot development, personally. But yeah, Bumpa comes out because he posted a couple TikToks, which to me sound like, to me that works out so well. Like, just because, I guess, right, because there was no like TikTok, like maybe Vine. No, I think Vine was dying out at that point.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, but people have been doing mashups like on the internet and like that kind of format for a long time now.
Time. Well, we used to watch them on YouTube all the time.
Right. So it is funny that that's how he gets discovered on like TikTok. And then the whole thing where I was like, oh yeah, you were like famous for like a week. Like I may have exaggerated, and it's like, oh, that's so true. I thought that was a good incorporation of that to like kind of update the show in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Bumpa finds out in the first episode that Peter was disowned because he their beatboxer and the sound machine had a cold, so he played
an instrument.
Yeah.
He broke the cardinal rule of a cappella, and it became capella.
And so this was kind of like his last. He was trying to like start anew, but he's having difficulty. So like he was like, I was going to tell you about it eventually. I was like, did you? Was it in your plans that you had made?
It?
And then And then, yeah, so it's just him, I guess, I forgot. The goal is to play at the big Germany music festival.
Unity Day, yeah.
Yeah. Where they're cool about showing nipples. Where they're cool about showing
It's like,
nipples.
what did you say? It's like 4th of July meets...
The Super Bowl
halftime show, but we're cool about showing nipples.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Sarah Hyland?
Yep.
Is in the show. And I mean, I'm not surprised because her and Adam Levine have really good chemistry from Modern Family, but also she's a good singer as well.
She is.
So I was happy when they went to the club and she was like singing under her alias or whatever. Because I was like, I will be very disappointed if they underutilize her because she's got a good set of pipes on her. So not to have her not sing would be very bizarre.
Right.
Although I will say, the episode, because again, like you said, they're coming out 2 at a time, which is kind of weird. And there's only 6. That's kind of weird. But I will say these last 2 episodes, like the cutoff, there's like, leaving something on like a hangover? No, leaving it on a cliffhanger. And then there's like cutting, like, I don't know. Like to me, every time I was like, I feel like this cut was so early. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be like one more scene, but they're like, nah, done, roll credits. And you're like, the fuck?
Right?
So that's my only complaint so far. Actually not. I've been actually enjoying it. I really thought it was going to be a dumpster fire.
Right? I mean, I could see, like, from the reviews we were reading beforehand where they were saying how there wasn't enough singing in it. I was like, I could see that. But again, I feel like there's still a lot more room for, like they're trying to build up to something. Like, there's a lot of story that they're trying to build. So it's enticing enough. And, like, I mean, Adam Devine's character was always, like, funny, but he wasn't, like, the main guy I cared about kind of thing. So it was kind of nice to kind of get to see a little bit more of a different side of him, or a little bit more of him, get to know him more. And just because he's a familiar face, it's just, like, fun to see. And it's, I think they're trying to bring that type of humor back that they had from the movies and stuff like that, which is nice. And so, yeah, I'm enticed enough to want to keep watching just to see what happens. And then also, like you said, if there's possible room for maybe other story or other characters to come into the realm too, I'm also curious to know if that's going to happen, because that would be kind of cool. Because Pitch Perfect was always a, I don't know, what would you call it? Not really like a black sheep kind of thing, but I feel like it worked for the time that it came out, and it was really funny and lots of good music in it, and yeah, it was good. So it'd be nice to kind of see them come back and do something different.
Yeah. I guess to be fair, it was kind of like on the down slope of Glee,
Yeah. It's kind of like making fun of Glee in a way.
Yeah. And just kind of like, singing a cappella, this weird kind of film, I think I think Dark Horse, I think is a good descriptor for it, because like I don't think anyone expected much from this movie. And because I remember from the trailers, I think it obviously pushed like, oh yeah, they're singing, but really it has like a really good sense of comedy to it too. But what was my thought? I will say I didn't like the way episode 2 ended, where Bumper like steals her song. I was like, that's rude, Bumper. So
yeah,
I'm a little mad at him right now. I'm just a little mad. Oh, I'm a lot mad. I'm like, you little coward. Yeah, bitch. You could have done the right thing, but you didn't. So we'll see
what happens.
I'm assuming he's going to be forgiven in like an episode or like the first 5 minutes, which will be very upsetting.
He'll either sing her a song or do some sort of big gesture, and I'm sure they'll be fine.
Right. And that's obviously, again, the problem with only doing like 6 episodes. You can't really... It'll be hard to balance that kind of thing, but...
Well, I wonder too if like is this just going to be kind of like a tester? That's why it's only 6 episodes, and then maybe they'll add more, or
right? Because they could have easily done an hour's episode, so doing 30 minutes is also weird to me. But maybe that's why they're releasing them in 2, so it's like you're getting like an hour episode in a way. But
it's digestible, and like you said, like even though the cuts for the end seem abrupt and weird to you, maybe that's the goal, is so that it's like 30 minutes, you can see what it's about, it's digestible enough, and then they cut it in a way so you're like, I can keep watching. And then that's, your decision to be like, I'll keep watching, or no, I'm good. I don't like it kind of thing, right? I don't
likes
know.
a cut like that.
Yeah.
Done. Movie over.
Yeah.
Movie over. Oh, scratch. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna finish it up and give it a try.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that will do it for this week's episode.
I think so.
Oh yeah, do we still want to do a quick, instead of doing our recommendations, do a rating of the Christmas movies we've watched so far?
Sure, let's do it.
So, and again, we're probably gonna watch more, no doubt in my mind. But gosh, I think I like Lights, Camera, Action the best.
Yeah.
So far.
So here, let's hold on. Let's break it into. I can only think of 2 categories right now. Maybe 3. Okay, so let's break it down into the sweetest one that you watched, or cutest one, the funniest one, and the corniest one. And I know some might be mixed in that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be rough.
If you can, or even just like the worst one, we can also do that too.
Easily worst one, Tiny Homes, and Mary Measure wasn't very good.
All right.
Would you say sweetest and
funniest?
Funniest? Again, probably Lights, Camera, Action is the funniest, but again, maybe just because our humor and stuff. And then I'd say The Sitter is really sweet.
Yeah, I would agree.
But cheesy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, easily.
Cheesy.
Oh, yeah. I would have to say, the sweetest one for me probably was The Holiday Spectacular.
Oh, yes.
The funniest one would be a tie-up between Lights, Camera, Christmas and The Holiday Sitter. And the corniest one would be probably a mix of either The Holiday Sitter in a good way, or in a bad way would be that Fabled Holiday one, because I didn't make it through the rest of it. But the Christmas Village, Magical Christmas Village one does have some like weird, corny, like that one was an interesting one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm ready. My body is ready. But yeah, we will still watch 1,000 more Hallmark films, but this will sadly be our last episode for the year.
Yeah.
And I'd also just want to shout out that tomorrow is the National Treasure series premiering on Disney+.
Really?
Yep, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, get hype. But yeah, we obviously will be back in the new year, and we'll probably finish up any last Christmas movies and or anything else we watched.
Well, we'll definitely have to talk about National Treasure.
Bitch, we're gonna talk about National Treasure. We're talking about National Treasure.
Yes.
But yeah, we will see you sometime in the new year. So until then, thank you for watching. If this is your first or any of the episodes you've watched this year, we really appreciate it.
Yay.
We're striving hard to make, better and better podcasts, so we're hoping to make it an even better season next year.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, until then, if you like, please leave a like on this video. Please subscribe for any fun things we'll do next year, and leave a comment down below any of the Hallmark films you've been watching, anything about this year that you like, dislike. Leave it all down
or if there's
there.
anything that you want to see us do next year, leave a comment. We would love to be able to incorporate your guys' ideas into the show as well, if we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Feedback is always welcomed. But then, and then also, if you like this video, please go and check out some of our other episodes. We have many, many things that we talk about. Books, movies, games, all sorts of things, TV shows. We had one just recently where we delved into Limitless, the movie with Bradley Cooper, and then the series as well. So if you're into that kind of thing, highly recommend checking that one out. Absolutely. But yeah, Cinema Peeps, we hope you have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. And we all hope you have a good New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year. I'm wishing you all the best from 2 pretty cool gals. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye, Cinema Peeps. Monkey. And sleep.